We ask that you join us in a national moment of remembrance. Major League Baseball games around the country are joining in this moment of gratitude to honor Americans who sacrificed their lives serving our country.
On this day, for one brief moment, hear the silence fill the air. Think of those who walked beside us, now no longer there. Make us humble, make us knowing, and accepting what is done on this day for all the fallen. Make this nation
One nation, one moment. We are getting ready for baseball. It'll be the Rays and the White Sox right around the corner. Chris Sale goes on the mound for Chicago. Matt Moore for the Rays. A couple of left-handers. Enjoy all the action on this Memorial Day 2012 right here on Sun Sports.
Fox Sports.
We are Blackmore. We are Sun Sports.
Today we welcome you on Memorial Day to Tropicana Field as we take pause to remember those in our military who have kept us safe and free. And for the Rays to return home to begin this six-game homestand, 3 against the Chicago White Sox, this game 1 of that 3-game series. Hi again, everyone, with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. So good to have you with us on this day. Todd Callis will join us in just a few moments. Well, the Rays home after an eventful and successful trip to Boston. The success of that trip yesterday turned on the 9th inning. And BA, it began in the top of the 9th with some home run heroics.
Yeah, you go to the top of the 9th inning, Rays down by a run. Sean Rodriguez comes to the plate. You got a runner on board, 1 out. He's got a 3-1 count, fully in his favor. He's looking for 1 pitch, 1 spot, and Alfredo Aceves gives it to him. That ball was absolutely crushed, way out of here. Gives the Rays a 1-run lead heading into the bottom of the 9th. Sean Rodriguez coming through in a huge way.
Yeah, and in the bottom of that 9th inning, it was all about Fernando Rodney's redemption.
Well, yes, and look who he's going to face coming right out of the chute. The guy that got him the night before, Jared Saltalamacchia. He throws him back-to-back changeups, gets him to ground out weakly to shortstop. Then he's going to face Nick Punto, the fastball, a little chopper, a nice play here by Elliot Johnson, and then Daniel Nava. He would work a pretty good at-bat, but sorry about that. The mid-90s fastball closes it out, and Fernando Rodney gets it done. Rays lead Boston, winning 2 out of 3.
And what that does is give the Rays a share of first place in the American League East. It's Memorial Day. It's one of those days when you take mark of where you are as a team. Well, the club right now tied for first. And the Rays will take on another red-hot club, the Chicago White Sox. They have been hitting the baseball like it's going out of style. And 2 young left-handers, Matt Moore and Chris Sale, will square off in Game 1 of the series.
To all the vets, including many of them went to World War II, the Korean conflict, and all the vets today, we really want to say thank you very sincerely. We could do any of this without you. We're reminded daily at our ballpark because of the proximity to MacDill. But again, thank you for all your service. Come see us at the Trop whenever you're back in town, and honestly, we really, really do appreciate what you do.
To you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Tires Plus. The plus is in everything we do. And by Nissan. Get to a Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation you can count on. Innovation for all. Fans still filing in here on Memorial Day at Tropicana Field. We're just moments away from the very first pitch. Let's take a quick look at the Chicago White Sox lineup. Alejandro Diaz will lead it off in center field. Gordon Beckham at second, followed by Adam Dunn, having a resurgent year. And Paul Konerko, the DH, is absolutely on fire. Alex Rios, the right fielder, hitting in front of the catcher, A.J. Przenski. Diane Viciado is in left field. Alexei Ramirez is the shortstop. And Orlando Hudson, recently signed by this Chicago club, is playing not second base, but third base.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays, left-hander Matt Moore. He'll be making his 10th start of the season. You see his record, ERA. It'll be very interesting today to see how Matt Moore responds. His last outing had pitched 4 2/3 innings, had a runner on base and a 6-run lead, and ended up not being able to qualify for the win. So we'll see how he's able to bounce back, getting right back out there today.
Well, Diaz about to step in as Matt Moore makes his 10th start of the season. And the first pitch is presented by Pitch a Penny, and it's in there for a strike. Fastball. So we are underway. The .285 average for Diaz. And there's another strike. Fastball 0-2. And you're right about the interest factor in Matt Moore to see how he responds from his last outing. We talked about it at the time, and the next day, did he go? He did not on the appeal on that breaking ball in the dirt. So the count is 1-2. So here's a look at that breaking pitch.
Now he spikes this one way out in front. You see Diaz. Well, this will be a good angle here. He's going out for it. Now he held up.
The 1-2. Just a little piece of that one foul. We talked about the possibility of Moore, who came so close pitching into the 5th inning, 4 2/3, before the inning got away from him in the 5th, and he could not get that final out to qualify for a possible win in that one. And at least his reaction, his comments afterward were encouraging. A little bit high, 2-2. He said he thought the game started to speed up on him a little bit. He sort of recognized where he was, the nature of the issue, because he had pitched very well to finish his start prior to that. The last 3+ innings against the Red Sox were good, and then 4 very good innings against the Blue Jays, and then that troublesome 5th that he could not get through against the Blue Jays. Full count now to Diaz after getting ahead of him. And that's foul. This is one of the things, by the way, that the White Sox are so high on Alejandro Diaz in that leadoff spot. It is not uncommon for him to see a lot of pitches and work the count. He fouls pitches away, consistently runs deep counts. There's another foul ball out of play off to the left.
And he's a guy in this Chicago lineup that you want to control. When you look at his breakouts, when he's productive, the team wins. And when the team loses, he does relatively nothing. So you want to make sure you control him.
And he is hit by the pitch. Diaz hit by a fastball. Fastball clocked in the mid-90s. Apparently got him around the elbow. Maybe higher than that.
Well,
yeah, it did.
Yeah, right up by the bicep, where the bicep goes into the shoulder. You know, and that again. See right there, and you know what? That's another one of those fastballs. The arm side high fastball where Matt Moore has struggled all year long with the release point. That ball got away from him. You know, here you work a deep count, trying to put a guy away. He's fouling off pitches, and then just one gets away, and you got a base run.
So he hits Diaz, who's all right, around the left bicep. And we're 9 pitches in. Diaz did what he wanted to do in terms of working the count, not what Moore wanted to see after quickly getting ahead of him. And now the White Sox have a base runner. Here's Gordon Beckham, the second baseman.
Well, and you got a guy that got hit. He's not real happy. Leads the team in stolen bases.
The pitch, ball 1.
And Matt Moore, who so far this year, teams are 5 out of 6 in the stolen base. He's got the high leg kick, so if he doesn't pick the right pitch to go over on, you might see Diaz try to swipe one here.
The pitch is fouled back by Gordon Beckham.
Although the way this team's been swinging the bats, maybe you just play station to station and let them pound out hits, because that's what they've been doing.
They have really gotten hot. Robin Ventura, their first-year manager. And things have really started to come together offensively for this team. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jeff Manto is their new hitting coach under Robin Ventura. And it's something they started in the spring. It's interesting from club to club. The Toronto Blue Jays, for example, a very aggressive team. They're up there. It seems everybody's trying to pull the ball and hit home runs. And this team has emphasized from the beginning of spring training to hitting the ball, to using the entire field. And it was a change for some of their hitters. And it's taken them spring training and the first few weeks here of the season, but boy, are they hitting on all cylinders now.
Well, I'll tell you the one thing right now, a team that takes that approach, or even a hitter that takes that approach, that will use the whole field, so much more difficult to pitch to those guys, because you can't just stay in one particular pattern, one side of the plate.
You can see there over the last couple of weeks on that Toyota trend how good they've been as a team. There's a cut and a miss, and Beckham is out on strikes. Out in front of the off-speed pitch, changeup.
Well, Matt Moore, a nice bounce back here after hitting Diaz on the 9th pitch. Comes back and gets Beckham. Good changeup. He keeps it down and out of the zone and gets the chase. That ball was way out of the zone. But coming out of the hand, it looks like it's right down the middle of the plate, and Beckham trying to protect.
Well, it brings up Adam Dunn. Over to first. Diaz is back in. We're done with 15 home runs right now. He hit 11 home runs in 415 at bats last year and hit 159. And lifts a high fly ball to right. Ben Zobrist is there and makes the catch.
Let's take a look at the Rays defense as it lines up this afternoon. In the outfield, left to right, Rich Thompson, B.J. Upton, and Ben Zobrist. Across the infield, third to first, Sean Rodriguez, Elliott Johnson, Will Rhymes, and Drew Sutton. Jose Molina will be behind the plate. Let's take a look at our scouting report here, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida on Paul Konerko. Chicago Fire. I'll tell you something. He's on a 13-game hitting streak, and he's hitting .565 during the streak. Also, in the 48 games that the team has played, Paul Konerko has 22 multi-hit games and thought he was done. Back in 2009, he hit .240. People were saying maybe that was the end. He comes back 2010, hits .312 with 39 homers. In 2011, hits .300 with 31 homers. And then is off to this start where he's hitting .399.
A 1 strike count as Moore got the first pitch on the corner. .399. That's the highest average by a White Sox player through this late into the season since 1920. He's back in the shoeless Joe Jackson company.
I guess don't question Paul Konerko. Are you done? Because that's what he's done since that was raised. Big numbers.
An 0-2 count. He fouls that one back. Yeah, you'd hear possibilities that he might be sent elsewhere. Well, the White Sox thought better of that. And here he is. And I like the comments you had about him. He's a quiet guy. He's not a lot of flash. He doesn't call a lot of attention to himself. He's just right now the best hitter in baseball.
And I firmly believe, this is a guy with 407 career home runs. He's a career 284 hitter. You saw what he's done the last couple of years, and I firmly believe that that's the reason why he does not get the publicity. I mean, he's in Chicago. It's not like that's a small hidden market, but he just doesn't bring attention to himself. He's not a shameless self-promoter.
Good pitch, pretty close, and the count is 2-2. As his next home run will put him ahead of Duke Snider on the all-time home run list.
Now that fastball just in off the plate.
The count is now 2-2.
Yeah, and how about passing that name?
Yeah. This one is down. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Duke Snider might be the only man in the game of baseball that Don Zimmer got into big trouble with his home team, the Dodgers, and that's a story we'll have to get into when we have time.
I've got plenty.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Tiller is out on strikes. We're going to head into the bottom half of the first. Still lined up, waiting to get into the ballpark. No score. Brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Fans still coming in here for the opening game of this series and the opening game of the homestand. Let's take a look at the Rays lineup. Yesterday's hero, Sean Rodriguez, leads it off, followed by B.J. Upton with his hitting streak. Ben Chalmers follows, and then Drew Sutton hits cleanup ahead of Jose Lobaton as the DH. Elliott Johnson, then Will Rhymes, Jose Molina, and Rich Thompson. Against Chris Sale, and the first pitch, Sean Rodriguez takes a strike. Sale, the tall, slender left-hander.
What a job that he's done. He's making his 9th start of the season. Very good numbers. 2.50 earned run average. Has given up 3 earned runs or less in all 8 starts, and making a successful transition from the bullpen.
And he strikes out Sean Rodriguez on 3 pitches.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing. Chris Sale, there's not much to what he does. He is big fastball. There's the sweeping slider. He's very tough on left-handers because of that arm angle. But he comes at you, fastball, slider, left-handed hitters, fastball, slider, changeup against right-handed hitters. He keeps it simple, and he's very, very effective.
B.J. Upton. B.J. takes a strike. Sale making that conversion from the bullpen into the rotation. And the fastball at 94 out of the bullpen. You can see him in the upper 90s as a starter, 94 is about where he's topped out. Upstairs there. Well, as soon as I say that, he fires one at 97.
But you'll do that. 0-2, looking to get a little bit extra. He's not going to pitch up there. And coming out of the bullpen, going for an inning at a time, you can stay there.
Pitch inside.
But yeah, you got to pace yourself out over 100 pitches, 100 plus pitches. You're going to pitch at 93, 94, 95, and every once in a while, jump it up there.
And a swing and a miss at that. That's just not fair.
No, I mean, and really, he sweeps that. He loves it. He got Sean Rodriguez on one that stayed away from him, but he likes the back foot slider. And here's why. Look at how far. I mean, just twist BJ right up. That is filthy.
And as difficult as that is for a right-hander, of course, you see 97, 95, and then the slider right there. But think about if you're a left-handed hitter standing in there facing that.
It probably looks like the pitch is coming from behind you.
I'm sure it does. Here's Ben Zobrist fouling one, strike one.
And he loves, against left-handers, loves the fastball away, mainly away. Against right-handers, he'll pitch in and out. Against lefties, he stays mainly away with the fastball. You can imagine how far that's sweeping away from you. And then all of a sudden, he's going to drop that slider on you.
There's a base hit up the middle. An 0-1 pitch, and Ben Zobrist has the first hit of this game, a 2-out single in the first.
Well, and he gets it off the changeup. Does a nice job of keeping his hands back on that pitch and taking it right back up the middle. There it is. See the grip. Nice job of staying back, keeping the head down, following it right in, right to the point of contact.
Zobrist aboard for Drew Sutton. Not a lot of matchups against Sale. Sutton in his career 1 for 1 that hit a home run off Sale. Started him with a changeup, the pitch up, but the change of speed, strike one.
And when you're putting together, when Joe Madden has put together a Rays lineup, 1 for 1 with a home run is good enough to get you in that cleanup spot.
Well, he's hitting 1,000.
That's it, with damage. That OPS off the charts.
There goes the runner. The pitch is a foul ball. Brzezinski got part of that off his hand. And the count goes to 2 strikes. Yeah, the lineup today is one of the more interesting lineups, and Joe can put together an interesting lineup as we've seen through the years. But with you go Rodriguez, Upton, and Zobrist, then Sutton, who had that one at bat against Sale, hit the home run. Lobaton just off the DL and was something like 3 for 33 in his rehab assignments in the minor leagues. But he's the DH today and hitting 5th. And a cut and a miss. Sutton out on strikes on the slider. No runs, a hit, and a man left. No score through 1.
Military, thank you for doing your guys' job. You guys are my heroes, so I just want to thank you.
We'll be hearing from a number of the Rays players throughout the day, expressing similar sentiments, and we second all of those. Well, we go to the second inning. Here's Alex Rios. And the pitch from Matt Moore is a strike. Fastball to start him. Rios up to 275. And he's another one of the Chicago hitters who recently has started to hit the ball with more regularity and with more authority. 0-2 the count. Since the White Sox picked him up a couple of years ago, he has been inconsistent, has shown some flashes, but has struggled. And Jeff Manto has him trying to use the bottom part of his body as well as just the upper side out on a changeup there, and that's the third strikeout for Matt Moore.
Matt Moore making quick work of Rios. Couple of heaters and then the changeup. This is a good one here too. Really threw that with conviction.
Well, here's A.J. Przinsky. Batting .312. And the first pitch strike. White Sox have won 5 in a row. So they've gone 4 games over 500, running second in the Central Division, a half game back. This one lifted into short right center, and making a diving attempt and grab is Ben Zobrist. Zobrist racing in from right field. That is a great catch by Zobrist. Zobrist in front of Upton, racing over from his right field position. Made the dive attempt and held on.
Well, this ball not hit that hard, and it's kind of dying out there. You see how far Ben had to go, and then reaching out, stretching with the backhand at the end. Eyes all the way, watching that ball all the way into the glove. Great play.
Now here's Viciado hitting one right back into center to Upton, who makes the catch. That will retire the side. No score, middle of 2.
A great catch in the top half of the inning. And there was a roster move right before the game involving the Rays' backup catcher, Jose Lobaton, who started out as the Rays' #2 catcher. Back from the 15-day DL, Joe Madden said he was our guy coming out of spring training. So when he was ready, he was still going to be our guy. Chris Jimenez, Joe also said he really liked what he did defensively. He would just like to see a little bit more offensively, especially in situational hitting. Guys, back to you.
All right, and it's Lobaton, a switch hitter, in the lineup as the DH, and he leads it off here against Sale. This pitch is fouled back. The count is 1-1. He'll be followed by Elliott Johnson and then Will Rhymes. Sale has been tough right across the board this year. 5-2 in 8 prior starts. It's fouled out of play. One bullpen appearance.
Got the buffet. It got the buffet. That was tremendous. Here we go.
Sharing the wealth and spreading it around.
No refunds.
Lobaton shooting this one foul. Out of play. Holding the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, that was more crushed corn than popcorn. After that little drop onto the table. And strike 3 called. The slider started wide, broke in. 4 strikeouts, all on a slider.
Well, and you see what Sale's able to do with that pitch. We saw him get Sean Rodriguez on the one that was away. Look, he backdoors it. These guys are waiting for that pitch. If they are going to get it, they're figuring it's going to be the back foot because he's so effective with it, and then he drops it out there.
Elliott Johnson, and there's a strike. Fastball that picked up the outside edge.
He may strike out everybody today.
Well, there's strike 2. He's ahead 0-2.
I mean,
all the outs have been strikeouts. Zobrist had a base hit off a changeup. 4 strikeouts, all on sliders. And in the first, all 3 were swinging strikes.
There you go.
And a fly ball into center. Diasa, who started back, comes in and makes the catch. That's the second out.
Just cheer to fly ball to center.
One step at a time. Just have to be patient.
The game's starting to speed up on me.
Well, here's Will Rhymes. How about this now? Rhymes facing a guy tall and lanky, a left-hander who will drop below 3/4, and you're the left-handed hitter in here against this guy. Good luck.
Oh, and Will Rhymes is hitless against lefties this year.
Yes, he is. That's
Hitless.
the other thing about this lineup. He's 0 for 17 against lefties.
Precisely the reason he'll go 2 for 3, and there you go.
Down and away.
Joe once again pushes the right button.
Yep. Well, we've come to expect it.
I don't even question it anymore.
That's in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He has done a number against the righties, though.
And there is strike 3 call. Another slider. So that's 5 strikeouts. We're through 2. No score.
say thank you to all of our military personnel in our homeland as well as throughout the world. We're so thankful for everything that you guys do for us, the sacrifices that you have made to make what we do possible. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Ben Zobrist expressing his thoughts on Memorial Day after making that great catch in the top half of the second inning on the ball hit by Brzezinski. There's Alexi Ramirez. And the first pitch, a fastball in there, strike one. Oh, 2. The cut on the fastball, a little piece of that one foul.
Well, Matt Moore was trying to throw that fastball up in the zone. Alexi Ramirez, he's got a pretty quick bat, but prefers the ball down. And so you 2 strikes. Wanted that one just a little bit higher.
This one is popped up right side. Foul ball. Sutton after it, and he makes the catch. So the off-speed pitch got Ramirez on the foul pop.
Sundays on Fox Sports Florida, join Tom Brokaw for Boys in the Hall, the personal stories of some of baseball's greatest legends. This week, it's Ralph Kiner. Boys in the Hall, Sundays, presented by Subway Restaurants, where winners eat.
Yeah, and speaking of that era and Ralph Kiner, we do have to get back to that Don Zimmer, Duke Snyder story, and we will as the pacing of this game permits. Orlando Hudson takes the pitch for a strike. Hudson hitting .235 and has been playing third base. He's a 4-time Gold Glove winner at second during his career. Shoots this one straight away center. Upton drifting on it, and just as he gets to the track, he makes the catch.
How about that? Talk about counting out your steps. DJ had that one dialed in, looked like a wide receiver, just letting that pass be thrown right over the shoulder. Right there. Let it touchdown.
Perfectly thrown pass over his shoulder and into his arms for 6.
Should have spiked it over the wall.
2 up, 2 down here in the third. Now the top of the order. Alejandro de Asa up there. Fouls it out of play. 1 strike. No more. 9 of 10. First pitch strikes. And a ground ball that's going to go through to the right of Johnson into left, and a 2-out single. That's the first hit of this game for Chicago.
And I would fully expect, Diaza takes that ball the other way, I would fully expect 2 outs in this situation, the way that these 2 pitchers are throwing the early going here. This gentleman right here attempt to steal.
Here's Gordon Beckham. And he shoots it into right field toward the line. Zobrist running a straight line. He's there to make the catch to retire the side. Good jump there by Zobrist. We go to the bottom of the third. No score.
today's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
Two young left-handers, two very good arms on display this afternoon at Tropicana Field. Jose Molina takes the first pitch from Chris Sale. Pitch down a bit. Sale at 6'6". They list him at 180 pounds. This pitch is popped up, foul right side. Adam Dunn drifting toward the stands and now back, and he makes the catch. That's why they have that big first baseman's mitt down there.
Oh, yeah. Try to get every inch that you can on these gloves for plays just like this. Trying to track it, and he needed all of it to get it in the webbing of that glove. You're going back to Sales, 6'6", 180. Is that even possible? I mean,
it just it accentuates the wingspan from his delivery.
Well, yeah, and he has that kind of that low three-quarter arm angle, herky-jerky. There's a lot of movement out there. You combine that with pretty good stuff, and you get swings and pitches out of the zone like that.
Yes, you do.
Boy,
you got to make up your mind in a hurry, and you're not used to seeing the ball from that release point. There aren't many pitchers who are going to let it go out there.
Not as a starter.
That's right.
You'll see relievers out there. Obviously, that's what he was last year, but not starting pitchers. Absolutely.
And Thompson is out on strikes. Fastball. So that's 6 strikeouts the first time through the order.
Boy, this fastball just blows it right by him. You see Rich Thompson trying to stay down. I think he was looking for the breaking ball because watch how late this swing is. There's the funky delivery. And that swing was late.
That is not a good delivery for a right-handed hitter to face, much less a left-handed hitter to face. Here's Sean Rodriguez. The pitch is down to him. 1 ball, no strikes. Not only do you get lower than 3/4, but there's some crossfire in that action too, and so you're not going to see the baseball. I mean, it's just impossible. 1-1 the count. Rodriguez. And this is a change up there.
Oh, this is what you get to look for.
And that little blur you saw in that shot, the hitters are fortunate to see even that. Swing and a miss. Rodriguez out on a slider. 2 strikeouts in that inning. We're through 3, no score. AT trivia question of the day. What would be the Rays record for most runs scored in a single inning? Well, this game is scoreless. Maybe we're just trying to prime the pump with that question to get something going. These two lefties have been right on to this point. Matt Moore out there to begin the fourth inning facing Adam Dunn. Dunn swings and misses the fastball. Strike one. It's wide, 1-1. Up in Boston, the Tigers are hitting in the eighth inning, and they're trailing the Red Sox 6-2 in that game. Pitch is down. A 2-ball, 1-strike count. Dunn, Konerko, and then Rios due up. Pitch is low. 3 balls and a strike. Three strikeouts for Matt Moore. Gave up a hit in the third, a 2-out single. And Dunn takes ball 4, a fastball outside. So that's going to get Konerko to the plate.
Well, get in on the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Available dates are going fast, so act now to make your group reservation behind the Rays bullpen by calling 855-GROUP-TB, or you can go online at raysbaseball.com.
Well, Konerko with 407 career home runs, sharing that number with Duke Snider. And Don Zimmer did tell me a story one time when the Brooklyn Dodgers first moved to Los Angeles. They played in the Coliseum. That's a strike to Konerko. And as players will be and boys will be boys during batting practice one day in the gargantuan Coliseum, they were, Zim and Duke Snider were side by side during batting practice in the field. And they decided to see if they could throw a ball out of the Coliseum. And so they took turns repeatedly and coming close, 10 rows from the top, 5 rows from the top. And about the third or fourth time they tried that, Duke Snider let go of one and grabbed his shoulder. Oh. Hurt his arm.
Yeah.
And so Duke said, boy, Zim, I think I hurt my arm. This pitch is a little bit high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And I don't think Zim would mind if I said what he told Duke. He goes, I tell you what you do. You go in, you take batting practice, you take a swing, and then you grab your shoulder and tell him you hurt your shoulder swinging.
That's about right.
Ball back.
That's about right.
He was so great. And so Duke said, no, I'm not going to do that. And so it soon became common knowledge with the front office that Duke had hurt his arm. And both those guys wound up getting fined because of that. And I told Zim at the time, I said, I just couldn't believe that you would make that suggestion to Duke. You're such an honest guy, just to tell him that he hurt it in batting practice.
And I know the look that he gave you. I know that look that he gave you.
Yeah. Oh, he just missed there. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I've gotten that look many a time.
Yeah,
it's the only reason I know what it is.
Wow. I mean, what a jewel Don Zimmer is. And all of those great baseball stories that are just a delight for all of us who have been around him.
You know, when I was at part of the coaching staff, the assistant to the pitching coach, and you know, obviously could not
be a very
be
good one, by the way.
At what? Yeah. Jim Hickey. Nobody did his coffee like I did.
Yeah.
But you know, you couldn't be out on the bench. Right? You know, only a certain number of uniformed personnel could be on the bench. I couldn't be, so I'd sit back up in the coach's room with Don Zimmer and watch the entire game.
Ground ball by the mound out to second. Out there, Johnson stole to first. That's a 4-6-3 double play. Moore made a swipe at it with his pitching hand and decided better of it, let it roll. Rhymes Johnson to Sutton to complete that double play.
Yeah, wise decision. Let's see. Right here. You know what? And that play right there was made by Will Rhymes' quick hands. Watch how quickly he shuffles this ball to Elliott Johnson. I mean, gets it to him in a hurry and allows him to make that turn. And actually, when you look at that replay, that looked like it almost ticked off the end of his hand. That ball definitely changed direction.
Alex Rios taking the off-speed pitch low. 1 ball, no strikes.
You know, but if Will Rhymes shuffles that ball underhand, you know, they may still have time, but the back, you know, the pitch that got there so quickly really kept the timing of the play together and made for an easy turn.
A 1-1 count, where they're going to in the scoring department assert that Moore did make contact with that, so that's going to be a 1-4-6-3 double play. That's a strike. Now 1-2.
And obviously, ticking off the end of the finger, you don't like that, but no ill effects the way he's throwing the ball right here.
Swing and a miss. Fastball by Rios. So we got to the bottom of the 4th. No score.
Just very grateful for all that the servicemen and women have done for our country throughout the years. And it's the reason why we have the freedoms that we have here today. And it's something to be valued and to be celebrated as well and to be appreciated.
Well, we go into the bottom of the 4th inning, and speaking from the heart, Luke Scott, you couldn't have said it any better.
That was tremendous.
Right on point.
Well, because you know, I mean, you just know how he feels about it.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 4th. B.J. Upton leads off against Chris Sale. Upton, Zobrist, and then Sutton. Strike 1. B.J. struck out on a slider his first time. And the fastball is fouled back. 7 strikeouts in the game for Chris Sale. His high is 11. That came a little over a month ago against the Mariners in his start in Seattle. He struck out 11 and walked 3 in 6 and a third innings. And Upton is out on strikes. Slider takes care of him, and that's 8 strikeouts in this game for the Lakeland, Florida native. Answer to our AT&T trivia question: what would be the Rays' record for most runs scored in a single inning? They've done it twice. 11 in 2000 against Seattle and in 2007 against the Orioles. And Zobrist takes a pitch down. 1 ball and no strikes. I'll tell you, the Rays are averaging a little under 4.4 runs a game. There's another base hit for Ben Zobrist. That pitch was up, and Ben, who hit a changeup into center in the first, pulled a fastball there, I think.
I think Ben Zobrist needs to hold a seminar and say, boys, this is what you need to look for. He gets on top of it, too. This ball's up. Look at, he's able to tomahawk that ball. That ball out of the strike zone. Look at that. That's a guy who's seeing the ball well. The way he stayed back on the changeup and the way that he was able to get on top of that fastball, sees it out of Sale's hand.
He's headed to first, and now Dunn's going to go to second with the throw. Zobrist gets in there. Well, the Rays steal their way into scoring position, being aggressive here. And Sale went over to first to Dunn. And Zobrist beat the play into second.
Well, Ben Zobrist came to play today. Here he is, picked off. Dunn makes the throw. But see, Ben does a nice job of going to the far outside corner of the bag and gets that foot in just before the tag of Ramirez. You see how far he had to bring that tag from the throw from Dunn.
Sale wanted that out, and a good call by Mark Wegner. Now here is Drew Sutton. Takes the pitch down. Sale has a pickoff this year, and he had 3 working out of the bullpen last year. And they had Zobrist picked off, and he beat the play in at second. Sutton fouls it back. Now it's 1-1. Eight strikeouts, 2 base runners on 2 singles, both by Ben Zobrist. Pitch is popped foul. That's going to be out of play. And it's 1-2. 9th start, 10th appearance overall for Sale, who came into this game with an earned run average of 2.5. He has been dominant in the early stages of this game. A tap foul. In fact, he's been so dominant, even though he has 8 strikeouts, the Rays really haven't been able to work any kind of pitch counts against him. His pitch count, he made 37 pitches through 3, and he's just at 45 right now. And a swing and a miss. So Drew Sutton strikes out. That's strikeout number 9, a fastball.
Sale right now is just showing you he's got a lot of different ways to get you out. Slider, back door, back foot, and now the elevated fastball. Able to get it by Drew Sutton.
Now Jose Lobaton. He was called out on strikes in the 2nd inning. Pitch down and in. Ball and no strikes. 1-1. Rays in Baltimore with identical records, 29-19, tied for first in the East. And look at Chris Sale right now. There's a line drive base hit into left field by Lobatone. Zobrist heads to the plate, and the Rays break out in front. Jose Lobatone put into the 5th spot as the DH delivers the RBI single, and the Rays take a 1-0 lead.
Now just a breaking ball that stayed out over the plate. Rays able to plate that run and take advantage of a nice job by Ben Zobrist on that pickoff, sliding to the outside of the bag, able to come home and score.
Johnson gets that back foot out of the way. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Zobrist has made a couple of outstanding plays in the outfield. He beat the pickoff play there at second base for a stolen base. He's gone 2 for 2, and he scored the first run of this game on the first RBI for Jose Lobatone. So Lobatone's aboard with 2 outs. Two balls and a strike. Lobatone back in. Lobatone back in 09 had 17 at bats with the Padres, and last year had 34 with the Rays. So he picks up his first big league run batted in with that single here in the 4th inning off Chris Sale. Changeup misses to Johnson. It's 3-1. High shot down the right side. Rios headed toward the corner, and he makes the catch just across the line into foul territory. Rays get a run at the end of 4. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Today's community court winner is Bill Westtown.
Time for the Just for Men auto stop foolproof stat. We'll take a look at the progress Chris Sale makes throughout his starts, 1 through 5, an earned run average of 1.58. But beyond that, you get into the 6th inning plus, it's 6-10. Just as the Rays can count on that trend continuing. you can count on just from an auto stop for foolproof results.
And that's not something that doesn't, that should be confusing, making that transition as a reliever. Kind of expect that.
A.J. Przinsky leads off the 5th inning here. Takes a fastball wide. 1-0. Well, this is the part of the game where Matt Moore has run into problems himself this year. High foul out of play. And he's thrown the ball well through the first 4, as he did his last outing. And the outing before that, he finished strong, retiring the last 10 he faced over the last 3+ innings. So things have looked better for him. Cut the miss.
Well, I guess the best example you could give is how well he's thrown the ball, as we've not talked about him at all. He's just been pitching, moving the ball around, haven't had to really break down anything. He's been fantastic.
And a swing and a miss. Przinsky out of there. Missed the fastball. And that is strikeout number 5.
See, this is where you start getting into the example, able to blow that fastball by him. And that, he may have wanted to go down with that pitch, but he's almost confusing you now. Maybe he's going up on purpose because he has been so efficient at working down in the zone and moving the ball around.
Luciano takes a strike.
Now, when you get ahead in the count, you can now elevate on your terms and get chase.
Pitch inside. And the other thing that's been good about Moore today, he's worked with a nice pace out there.
Not too quick, not slow. It's very, very good.
The ground ball, that's headed toward the middle. They had Johnson pulled over toward the hole at short. And Luciano has himself a base hit. Let's check in right now with Todd Cowles.
Dwayne, the Rays are wearing these special caps today. You may be able to notice right in the TB logo on the front of the bill. It is a camouflage for Memorial Day 2012. This camouflage TB cap will also be worn by the Rays on the 4th of July. Back to you.
Right. It is hard to see because it is, after all, camo.
I thought it was just a plain blue hat.
No logo at all.
No, that's yeah. Yeah.
Strike 1 to Alexi Ramirez, a changeup.
We need to pick one of those up.
You could wear it. It's like not having a cap on at all.
Crooked.
Yeah.
And no one would know.
Yeah, there you are. Pitch inside. 1-1. Very few can wear that. Pull it off the way Fernando does.
Yeah. That's why you don't even go there. Mm-hmm. When a guy perfects it like that, you just let him have it.
Yep. He owns it.
Mm-hmm. Trademark.
Pitch in on the fist, and it's fouled back. Fastball in there. It's 1-2. The Rays sharing first place with the Orioles. There's been 28 days out of the possible 52 so far with at least a share of first place. 11 of those days in sole possession. 1-2 still with that pitch foul back. And the Rays have the White Sox in for these 3. And then the Orioles over the weekend. So that could be a great series. That's a look at the American League East right there. Orioles and the Rays all square atop the division. 1-2. He got him. That pitch had some nice bite on it. Breaking ball. Ramirez is strikeout number 6.
Well, we haven't seen too much of the curveball today, but there you see the spike grip, and he just lets it rip right to the dirt there and gets the swing and a miss. Matt Moore again. That's what, that's another byproduct of getting that good extension and that good reach and being able to move that fastball around, make that curveball and changeup a lot better.
Now Orlando Hudson takes a fastball high. 1 ball, no strikes. Tigers scored a couple in the 9th, but they fall short. The Red Sox beat Detroit 7-4. 2-0. The Red Sox are again at 500. And the Tigers are 2 games under 500 now. Cleveland leading Chicago by a half game. Detroit now 3.5 back. 2 balls and a strike. Hudson fouling the fastball back. Rays with a run on 3 hits. Chicago, no runs, 2 hits. It's upstairs. 3-1. Moore just a little over 70 in the pitch count. The chopper to third. Rodriguez fields and throws. That takes care of Chicago in inning number 5. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Bottom half of the 5th coming. The Rays 1 and Chicago nothing. Brought to you by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. Will Rhymes shooting that pitch down the right field line. That ball's got some carry, but is pulled foul.
Watch the kid. Oh, wow. That was bad all around.
2 strikes the count to Will Rhymes. Well, Rhymes had the best idea there. If that first pitch is any way hittable, jump on it.
Not a bad idea.
And he is out on strikes for the 2nd time, and that's why if that first pitch is hittable, jump on it.
And really, you can take that across the board for everybody, because you do not want to have to see this, especially from the left side. He hung that first one. Boy, you get the one down in the zone that's away from you, and almost impossible.
Well, 10 strikeouts for Chris Sale. Jose Molina fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the Rays facing the 23-year-old left-hander Chris Sale. He's out of Lakeland, the class of 07. They face Drew Hutchison out of Lakeland, the class of 09, on the last homestand when the Blue Jays were in here. Off speed taken for ball 3. It's 3-1. And there's ball 4. The Rays get a 1-out walk drawn by Molina. The Rays have 3 hits and a walk and a 1-0 lead. Rich Thompson, he struck out on a fastball his first time up.
Well, and you would think in this situation, after that first at bat, probably try to put something down.
Fouls the first pitch back.
Or not.
Trying to be ready for the fastball. Or the slider. That one is in there for strike 0-2. High foul ball down the left side, and that's going to fall in front of the bullpen mound and out of the reach of Lucieto. So the count is still 2 strikes. Lucieto has played third and first. He's played right field and left field, and overall they kind of like what they see out of him as a left fielder. And the White Sox feel like he might have the best arm in their outfield. Two strikes the count to Thompson. Chopped down to first. Dunn takes it to second out there. No chance to double up Thompson. That's a fielder's choice.
Well, follow the Rays with the MLB.com @Bat12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @Bat to 31826 or visit RaysBaseball.com for more details.
Well, we go to the top of the order with Thompson over at first. Good speed over there now. The Rays forced the issue with Zobrist in the fourth and turned that into a run. The pitch to Sean Rodriguez is down. 1 ball, no strikes. And here with the top of the order up and Thompson at first. Would be surprised if the Rays try to force the issue again.
Oh, and we have seen that out of the Rays. When they get the lead, they will continue to try to add on, and they're aggressive anyway, but they seem to get even more aggressive when they're out in front.
Ball, 1 strike. Baltimore plays tonight in Toronto. We were talking about Hutchison earlier. Out of the class of 09 in Lakeland, Drew Hutchison, he'll pitch tonight for the Blue Jays against the Orioles. It'll be Hunter and Hutchison the matchup tonight at Rogers Center. It's foul out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sean Rodriguez with the big 9th inning home run in the game yesterday at Fenway. Zobrist opened with a walk, and 1 out later, Sean Rodriguez hit 1 out on a 3-1 pitch, connecting off Alfredo Aceves. Thompson again drawing the throw. Piazza right back out there with the lead. And it's fouled back. Slider caught a little more of the plate than Sale would like.
Absolutely did. And these, the Rays now coming up third time through the order have had a pretty good look at that slider the first couple of times. So you start to look for that one mistake, and that was one right there. Sean would love to have that swing again.
A cut and a miss. He's out on strikes. Missed the slider this time. Rays leave a man. We're through 5. 1-0 Tampa Bay.
It means a lot to, when you take a step back and behind the mound, you realize what today is. Realize that there's a lot of men and women out there that don't have this opportunity that I'm given right now to toe the rubber and to play a game. So it means a lot to me in the sense that someone's defending my right to do this, and it's pretty incredible feeling knowing that there's a lot of selfless people out there that put themselves before themselves.
Well, Matt Moore opening the 6th inning against the top of the lineup. And the first pitch to Alejandro Diasa is a strike. There's strike 2. Diasa has been on twice. He's been hit by a pitch and singled in the 3rd. That's fouled back. Keeps the count right there. 2 strikes.
You saw Jose Molina want that fastball up. That was in the zone. Piazza was able to foul it off, and Molina said, put that glove up there again.
And a swing and a miss. He's out on strikes on the breaking ball.
And we've seen a lot of these looks from the hitters on both sides. Headed back to the dugout. Good curveball here. And we've seen quite a few of them from Matt Moore, especially in the last couple of innings. Really good bite on that. It's a hard curveball. The short, late break.
First pitch to Beckham. Up and away, off speed. Two and nothing. This has been a challenge for Matt Moore, and to this point he has certainly met it with this White Sox lineup, as hot as it has been. He has pitched himself one heck of a game.
Well, they came into this game having scored 9+ runs in 4 straight games.
Yep. And for about 2 weeks now they've been averaging close to double-digit in hits per game. It's out of play. So they've been red hot with those bats.
Yep, and that makes what Matt Moore has done so far today all the more impressive. On top of the fact of the way his last outing ended, and obviously wondering what he was going to be like today. A new day.
And he didn't miss by much right there. The count's going to be full. Fastball up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And a base hit driven through the hole between short and third. Beckham turns the bag at first. 3-2 fastball. So he gives up the 1-out single. That's hit number 3 allowed.
Well, you don't want to walk him, so you're just going to challenge him with your good fastball. That one just happened to be over the heart of the plate, and Beckham is able to punch it through the hole. What are you going to do there? Sometimes you just challenge a guy and he gets a base hit.
Now the hitter is going to be Adam Dunn, who walked in the 4th after he hit a fly ball to right in the 1st inning. And a long one to right. Dunn has just given Chicago the lead. He hit that one close to the back row. The first pitch fastball, and Adam Dunn got to that pitch in a hurry. And that's the difference between Dunn this year and last year. His bat is so much quicker. He had the appendectomy, and then something he came back way too early from that. That caught plate, and Dunn caught it. Home run number 16 for Adam Dunn. It's 2-1 Chicago. Konerko hits it on the ground, foul. Well, that's the firepower in this Chicago lineup. Konerko out in front of the changeup. 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Ninth home run given up by Matt this year. Dunn, by the way, is on a pace to hit over 50 home runs the way he's going. Konerko's out on strikes. Second time Moore has struck him out. Strikeout number 8 for Matt. Got him with a changeup in the 1st and the curveball here in the 6th. It's Alex Rios. He lifts a fly ball up the right side. Foul. Sutton's going to chase it, but it's going to be out of reach. And there's strike 2. 0-2. We're trying to end the 6th, prevent any further damage. The Rays are now down by 1 run. A ball and 2 strikes. Pitch thrown into the dirt. 2-2. Pitch count just over 90 right now for Matt Moore. Cutting the miss. Rios out on strikes. He strikes out the side. Touch for the 2-run homer. 2-1 Chicago.
The White Sox 2-1 in the bottom of the sixth. I'm here to promote some Game Connect. We want you to log on to foxsportsflorida.com. Check out our Game Connect link right there. You can get your stats, your scores, your tweets, and of course follow us. It's at SunSportsRays on Twitter. We'll be tweeting with you throughout this game and for all the rest of the games that the Rays do play. Dwayne, BA.
All right, thank you very much. B.J. Upton's going to lead off the bottom of the sixth, trying to extend his hitting streak and try to get aboard here in the Rays half of the inning to get something going. Rays down 2-1, and BJ's ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. A couple of strikeouts for BJ in this game, and there's a strike. It's 2-1. 11 strikeouts in this game for Chris Sale, which equals his season's high, and that of course would be his career high. He had 11 earlier against the Mariners in Seattle. It's 3-1 now to Upton. Ben Zobrist will be next. BJ fouls it back, so the count is full.
And you'd love to see B.J. Upton work his way on base right here, the way that Ben Zobrist is seeing the baseball and the couple at bats he's had so far. Try to get something going.
And a swing and a foul ball back. Fastball clocked at 94. Foul back again. So BJ's extending this at bat. Sale in the neighborhood of 80 pitches. He made 97 pitches his last outing against the Twins when he worked 7 shutout innings, giving up just 2 hits. And there is strike 3 called. That slider started wide on 3-2 and broke over to catch the zone.
Well, he got BJ the first 2 at-bats with that back foot slider. Here he comes with the back door. And you just give up on it, and BJ's reaction tells you all you need to know. Concede and head back.
It's a dozen strikeouts for Sale. Here is Ben Zobrist, 2 for 2. Started to go, and he did on that one. Sale took a little something off the slider. 1 strike. Tries it again, and Zobrist checks this time. 1-1. Rays have a run on 3 hits. It's foul at the feet of Brzezinski. Sale, a first-round pick in the 2010 draft, 13th pick overall. It's fouled. Zobrist single off a changeup in the first, a base hit off a fastball in the fourth. And he fouls this one down the left side. Holds the count at 1-2. Cut and a miss. Zobrist is out on strikes. Well, that's number 13.
Number 44.
Well, Ben Zobrist had hit the changeup. He'd hit the fastball. So Chris Sale goes to the 3rd pitch, the slider, and he's finally able to retire him.
Drew Sutton taking a pitch down and in. 13 strikeouts in this game for the lefty. Sutton has struck out twice on a slider and a fastball. The count is 1-1 to him right now. Two balls and a strike. A cut and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tap, that's going to be foul. Nothing doing in the 6th for the Rays. Molina drew the walk in the 5th. They scored a run on 2 hits in the 4th. And a base hit with 2 outs from Zobrist in the 1st. And now a full count. 3-2 here to Sutton. Sutton stays alive. We're in the 6th. Sale has 13 strikeouts. I think the Rays' record for strikeouts is 17. Being victimized by the strikeout. It's foul back of 3rd base. Well, Upton extended the count to 3-2 and fouled off a couple pitches. Same thing here with Sutton. This will be the 9th pitch of this at bat. And strike 3 is called a fastball. So Sale strikes out the side. We head into the 7th, 2-1 Chicago. Up Matt Moore, the young lefty for the Rays, against Chris Sale. They have both pitched extremely well. 9 strikeouts in the game for Moore. Sale has 14 strikeouts today through 6. Rays eventually got to Sale for a run in the 4th inning. Ben Zobrist scored on the base hit by Jose Lobaton. And in the top of the 6th, Adam Dunn connected for the 16th time this year. This one came with Beckham aboard and has made it a 2-1 game. And that's where we stand as we move into the 7th inning. Moore in the low 90s in pitch count. And he faces A.J. Przinsky. Strike 1, a fastball to start him. Ground ball headed out to Rhymes at second. And the throw is in time. Actually, that's Rodriguez, who's now moved into play second with Johnson. Johnson over at shortstop and Sutton at third, with Pena now in the game at first. So that play 4-3 was Rodriguez to Pena. Diane Viciado. He takes a strike. Pitch is foul. 0-2. The Rays with an adjustment here in the 7th inning. That means Pena will hit third in the bottom of the 7th. 1-2. Pena in the spot vacated by Rhymes. So Pena at first, Rodriguez at second, Sutton at third, Johnson still at short. That's the new look on the infield for the Rays here in the 7th. Pitch foul back, big cut by Viciado. One and two. Ground ball headed to second, and Sean is right there for this one. 2 up and 2 down. Right now, let's check in with Todd Callis.
Wayne, coming up on Friday, June the 1st, against the Baltimore Orioles, first 10,000 fans get this giveaway, a Jeremy Hellickson figurine presented by the Tampa Bay Times as part of Friday Fest presented by Captain Morgan. Cool thing about this figurine, first time in baseball history, the figurine's face exactly replicates the face you will see for Jeremy Hellickson during his next start. Guys, back to you.
And it's like that the first time, every time. Alexi Ramirez fouls it away. There it is, and it'll stay exactly that way. Any time of the day, you might run into that figurine or the Rookie of the Year from a year ago. Swing and a miss. Actually, the truth be known, he's a little more expressive when you see him away from the playing field now.
We noticed that on the bus. Starting to open up a little bit. Never going to show you that on the field.
That pitch just a little bit inside. A fastball just missed.
Yeah, that's what you're going to see on the field.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Ramirez is out on strikes. 10 strikeouts for Matt Moore. 1, 2, 3. Go the White Sox in the top half of the 7th inning. So it's a 2-1 ball game. Now, in special recognition of the military, USAA now presents the singing of God Bless America here at Tropicana Field.
God bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Our fans, time now is the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Tropicana Pure Premium, made with 100% pure Florida orange juice.
The bottom of the 7th inning at Tropicana Field this afternoon. Jose Lobaton drove in a run with a base hit to left in the 4th inning, and he takes a pitch here for a strike to begin the bottom of the 7th. 14 strikeouts for Sale, 10 strikeouts for Moore. So two of the outstanding young arms in Major League Baseball on display in this one. A combined 24 strikeouts, and that's the most by 2 opposing starters in the major leagues this year. In a single game, Lobaton fouls this one to run the count to 1-2.
And these two still going strong. Matt Moore finished off the top half of the 7th inning. Sale here again, 2 strikes.
2-2 the count.
I'll tell you, these two just have not messed around. This is what you can do when you keep that good pace out there on the mound. You've got good stuff. You're pounding the zone. Move the game along.
3-2. Action in both bullpens. Wade Davis up in the Rays bullpen. Jesse Crane has been throwing in the White Sox bullpen. There's Wade Davis. And ball 4 is high. Lobaton is on for the second time, drawing the walk. This one leads off the 7th inning. Just a reminder, you can send your favorite Rays players to the All-Star game this summer by logging on to RaysBaseball.com or filling out ballots here at Tropicana Field. Vote now and vote often. Well, Elliott Johnson about to step in against Chris Sale. The Rays have the leadoff man on for the first time in this game. Sale just over 100 pitches. He made 97 his last time, and 103 the time before that. His high mark is 110. That came back on the 20th of April in that game at Seattle when he struck out 11 in that game. 14 strikeouts in this game. The pitch is down to Elliott Johnson, a changeup. Max Scherzer, the high this year in a single game for the Tigers. He had 15 against the Pirates a little over a week ago. Again, Crane the righty and Thornton the lefty in the bullpen for Chicago. And the toss to first. Lobaton easily back.
And this is a situation here with Sale and Lobaton. He's not really worried about Jose Lobaton stealing second base. But sometimes you'll make that move, especially as a lefty, to see if there's any movement by the hitter. Is he going to bunt? Is he tipping anything off?
Ground ball to third, backhanded stop by Hudson, down to second, one. First base not in time for the double play. Well, Orlando Hudson, we mentioned it earlier in the day, has 4 Gold Gloves playing second base. He turned in a Gold Glove play right here at third base.
And he's playing even with the bag at third. It dives to his right, gets up, makes an accurate throw. A completely different angle for Orlando Hudson, and a great play. I'll tell you what, that ball squeezes by him down the line, and at the minimum, you've got runners at second and third and nobody out.
So now Carlos Pena will bat. He took over in the spot vacated by Rhymes when the Rays made the adjustment in the top of the 7th. And here is Carlos hoping to get a hold of one. Elliott Johnson over at first base.
Now with these throwovers, you are worried about Elliott Johnson stealing. Carlos Pena is not going to bunt here, or you wouldn't think so. Elliott Johnson, though, is a stolen base threat.
So they keep an eye on him with another toss.
This is why base runners, so important late in a ball game. And Sale, he's had a lot of experience in these situations coming out of the bullpen last year. Very effective late in the ball game with base runners. But you could get him thinking about you and less about the hitter. Maybe he makes a mistake.
And a foul ball down toward the end of the Rays dugout. Strike one. runs, 4 hits for Chicago. A run, 3 hits for the Rays. And another move to first. And the pitch gets away. Ball deflecting off Brzezinski's mitt. And down to second base goes Elliott Johnson. That's a pass ball, and the Rays have a man in scoring position. Potentially a very big move up there.
Now this breaking ball, you see Brzezinski set up away. That breaking ball stays in, and as he reaches, that's a ball he's got to catch. Brzezinski very good behind the plate. And just a slight lapse in concentration, ball off the end of the bat, and now the Rays with the runner in scoring position.
1-1 to count to Carlos. And a ground ball to the right side. Beckham up with it. And a toss to first. Over to third goes Johnson. So Pena grounds out. The Rays have the tying runner at third base with 2 gone in the bottom of the 7th. Jose Molina's due up. Molina 0 for 1. He walked in the 5th. So 106 pitches for Sale. Bullpen has been busy down there. Don Cooper, the pitching coach, out there.
Well, Rays fans, tune in to watch Heat Live, the postgame after every white-hot playoff game, brought to you by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Hollywood.
For a couple of the holdovers on the coaching staff, with Robin Ventura taking over this year as the manager. So here's Molina. Strike 1. Puts the pitch down to Molina. One out of the strike zone, down 1-1. It's foul back. 1-2. Well, the Rays scored their run in the 4th inning. And this is the only other inning in which they've even put a man in scoring position. That came on a pass ball, and then the move up to third on the ground ball to the right side. In Sale's last outing against the Twins, he didn't allow anyone to second base, and he strikes out Molina with a 96-mile-per-hour fastball. That's number 15, and it's still 2-1. performance by Columbia Pictures movie That's My Boy, starring Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg, in theaters June 15th, and by your local Southern Ford dealers. It's a 2-1 ball game through 7, headed on to the 8th inning. The Rays will make a pitching change. Wade Davis will take over for Matt Moore. And a great outing for Matt Moore, but he will leave this game trailing 2-1. Davis making his 16th appearance, 1-0, and he faces Orlando Hudson, who to this point has made the play of the game. 1 ball, no strikes. Ben Zobrist made a great play back in the 2nd inning on a ball hit by Brzezinski. And Orlando Hudson, who's playing third base for Chicago, made a great play on that ball hit by Elliott Johnson. And they got a force play on Lobaton at second base and took a potential double away from Elliott Johnson with that play. 2-1 the count. So for Matt Moore, a very good outing. Just that one pitch to Adam Dunn that Dunn hit out. 10 strikeouts for Moore. He walked only 1, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits in 7 innings, making 104 pitches. A pop shallow center, and out from shortstop, Elliott Johnson handles it. 1 gone in the 8th. That'll be the top of the batting order, Alejandro Diasa. He's been hit by a pitch, singled, and struck out today. Wade throws him a strike. Again, 0-2. Wade in the game briefly in Boston yesterday in relief of Jeremy Hellickson. The 0-2 lifted into center. Upton making the call and the catch. 2 up and 2 down in the 8th. Beckham, who singled in the 6th in front of the Adam Dunn home run, is the hitter. Beckham 1 for 3. Pitch is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. It's popped up, foul ball, and will carry into the stands. 1-1. A lot of high octane on the mound today between Moore and Sale, and 25 strikeouts between them. 15 for Chris Sale right there. Foul ball takes the count to 1-2. Will be a no pitch. In fact, Davis holds on. Time granted by Brian Knight, the plate umpire, at the request of Gordon Beckham. Into the dirt. 2-2. The 15 strikeouts by Sale equals the 15 from Max Scherzer for the Tigers against the Pirates on the 20th of this month, and it's also a Tropicana Field record. Pedro Martinez struck out 14 in July of '99. 15 today for Sale. Count still 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Beckham. Two outs, a pop by Hudson, fly ball by Diasa, and 2-2 to Beckham. Ground ball headed to short. Elliott Johnson's throw to Pena. 1-2-3 go the White Sox. Bottom of the 8th coming up. The Rays are down 2-1. Back to the hill. 7 innings under his belt. 110 pitches, a 1-run, 3-hit baseball, 15 strikeouts. And Rich Thompson will lead off the home half of the 8th inning. The first pitch is low and outside. He started him with a slider. Now the Rays have utilized Carlos Pena, who started the day on the bench. He's in the lineup, and Thompson has a count of 1-1 right now.
And you can see with that swing how confusing Sale can be to these lefties. This is not the ideal matchup you'd like right here, but it's what the lineup brings you.
Swing and a miss, and just overpowered by that 95-mile-per-hour fastball.
And that ball was meant to be away. It ran up and in. That's the second one we've seen Rich Thompson swing at in that general area. Almost hit it.
Upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rays with all lefties on the bench. Joyce, Scott, and Vogt. And a little bounding ball right side. Beckham gloves and flips to first. And Thompson is the first out in the 8th. Got the right-handed hitting Sean Rodriguez coming to the plate, and that gets Robin Ventura out of the dugout. He's going to go to the bullpen. Well, we don't know what's going to happen out of that White Sox bullpen, but the Rays certainly got their fill of this young man, Chris Sale, today. He leaves after 7 1/3, and we'll be back in a moment. 15 pitches. And a very impressive line for the young lefty. 15 strikeouts. And he leaves with one out and the bases empty in favor of Jesse Crane, and the top of the order, Sean Rodriguez, coming up. Rodriguez fouls it back. Sean, 3 strikeouts against Sale, coming off yesterday's 2-for-4 performance up at Fenway, including a home run off Alfredo Aceves in the 9th inning. Now he faces Crane. Pitch is high. 1-1. Crane with an outstanding strikeout to innings pitched ratio out of their bullpen. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You can see he can generate quite a bit of velocity. He's got that short little arm action, kind of comes almost right over the top. And this is a right-hander too that going to try to overpower with that fastball, brings it up in the zone quite a bit. 2 strikes here. Let's see if he tries to do that to Sean.
And a high popper, right side foul. Dunn runs out of room. The count is still 1-2.
Boy, if you're Sean Rodriguez, you would like to see that breaking ball again. That was a hanger right in the middle of the plate, and it was elevated. Not the pitch that Crane wanted to make.
You see all the hard stuff all day, and then you see that. And this pitch is skied toward right center, not overly deep. And Diaz, the center fielder's there to handle that one, with Rios pulling away at the last moment.
It's one of those situations where hitters will tell you sometimes, they go up, have an at bat, and there's one particular pitch where the pitcher makes a mistake and they say, that's my pitch to crush. And if you don't, that may be it. Everything, you just can't count on him making continual mistakes. And that breaking ball right there was the one that Sean would like to have a do-over.
Now here's BJ. And he takes a strike. BJ 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
See, that's another thing with Crane. With that short arm action, he hides the ball behind himself very well. So creates a lot of deception. Hitter doesn't pick it up till late.
BJ is 2 out of 4 against him lifetime. And that pitch is away from him. Hard slider. Well, this bullpen has been good recently as well for the White Sox. They came into this series scoring a lot of runs, and the bullpen's been very good. They got a great start from Chris Sale today. 1-2 the count to Upton. Upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball center field. Diaz is there for this one to make the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. We'll head into the 9th in a 2-1 ball game. Chicago. Chicago leads. The Rays scored a run in the 4th. Chicago 2 in the 6th inning. First game of the 3-game series. The Chevron starting pitching matchup tomorrow night. James Shields will be on the hill for the Rays after win number 7. And Phil Humber, who threw the perfect game earlier this year, is on the mound for the White Sox tomorrow night. First pitch to Adam Dunn, and that's a breaking pitch in for a strike. Wade Davis in relief of Matt Moore. 1-1, and right now Adam Dunn's home run, the difference in this game. A roller foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strikes. Late movement on that pitch. First strikeout for Wade Davis, the 11th for Rays pitching. And now it'll be Paul Konerko. Konerko, a couple of strikeouts and a double play ball. So the Rays have checked him today, 0 for 3. Came into the game hitting .399. The pitch to him is a strike. Konerko .392 right now with those 11 home runs. It's 1-1. Pitch, tap foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Addison Reed is up in the bullpen. A little looper into short right field. Zobrist coming on, can't get there quickly enough. It falls for a base hit. Konerko drops a single into short right field.
How about that? The way to keep that hitting streak going. Had a 13-gamer coming in. That makes 14 right off the end of the bat.
Yeah, he's been over 500 for the life of the streak. And now a pinch runner. Yosuke Fukudome will run. So Fukudome is going to run for Konerko. Rios pulls it foul. Strike 1. So 5 hits now for the White Sox. 2 runs. The Rays a run on 3 hits. It's 1-1. Chicago coming off a 5-1 homestand. They've got great hitting and great pitching. Ground ball third. Down to second base to Rodriguez, and he's safe there off the bag. Sutton went to Rodriguez, and Rodriguez was off the bag. Mark Wegner made the call. Rios out at first. So that's 5-4-3 to retire Rios, but Fukudome is safe at second. So now they'll have to face A.J. Pierzynski with a man in scoring position. Ray's talking it over out there. Diane Viciedo is on deck. So other than the 2-run home run by Adam Dunn, this is the first time the White Sox have had a man as far as second base. And the Rays will walk Pierzynski with first base open. So they'll play the percentages right down the wire here and not have Davis pitch to the left-handed bat of Pierzynski. Viciedo on deck. Pierzynski had gone 2 for 10 lifetime against Davis. And Wade will be facing Viciedo for the first time. And Viciedo has been very hot. He came into this game 9 out of his last 17. 1 for 3 in this game. And the pitch, he takes a fastball, ball 1. Pitch pretty close right there. Big cut. Well, he went out after the fastball aggressively. It's 1-1. Trying to get 3 runs in a hurry with that swing. The 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Fukudome, the runner at second. Pierzynski intentionally walked. Cut and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Davis working his second inning in relief of Matt Moore. The 2-2. He got him. The pitch, he just got a little piece of it. Just a little foul ball right there to keep the count at 2-2. So he'll get another look. Let's take a look at this. Knight thought he got a little piece of it. And this is the opinion that counts on the foul. So it's Davis and Viciedo one more time. 2-2. Blocked by Molina. And the count is full on that 2-2 breaking ball. Rays due to have Zobrist, Sutton, and Lobaton due in the bottom of the 9th inning. They're trying to keep this game right where it is, a 1-run ball game, 2-1. Adam Dunn's home run, the difference. Dunn's 16th home run of the year. 11 have come in the month of May. Now the 3-2 again. And a ground ball right side. Pena has it. He'll step on the bag to retire the side. 2 men left. The Rays come in. The bat in the bottom of the 9th, down by a run, and Ben Zobrist will lead it off. Your Bay Area Acura dealers. The Florida Department of Transportation. Drive sober or get pulled over. By Checkers. Feast on. And by the 2012 GMC Sierra. It's our best Sierra ever. Rays coming in for their final shot. They're down 2-1. Don't forget, Rays Live, the post game presented by Checkers, comes your way immediately following our coverage. BA and I will break it down. Todd DeRustis will be chairing it from their perch in center field. We'll hear the Joe Madden press conference and more. And the new pitcher is Addison Reed. Brett Lillibridge takes over in left field as the hard-throwing right-hander Reed takes over on the mound. Here is Ben Zobrist going after the first pitch, and it's foul back, strike one. Rays getting their first look at Reed. Fastball, slider, has a changeup as well. But primarily the fastball and the slider. And at 94, and the count is 1-1 strike. Matt Joyce has moved into the on-deck circle. 1-1, and it's popped up left side. Foul ball, Hudson after it, and he makes the catch. One out in the Rays' 9th. And now it'll be Matt Joyce to pitch in for Sutton. With Joyce the pinch hitter, Luke Scott has moved into the on-deck circle. And Matt goes after the first pitch, fouling the fastball away. That one in the mid-90s. Change up right there. Had him out in front. He went from 95 on the fastball to 85 on the change. 2 strikes. Just missed. Double up on the change. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Squares the count at 2-2. 19th appearance for Reed. And a popper into shallow right. Rio's got a late start and now comes on. Beckham at first appeared to be on his way to making that catch, and then Rios had to come in a hurry. 2 outs here. And now it'll be Luke Scott. Scott to hit for Lobaton. Lobaton drove in a run with a base hit in the 4th, the only run of the day for the Rays. He walked in the 7th, and now the Rays down by a run, also down to their final out. And Scott swings through the fastball. Big cut right there. Rays scored a run in the 4th. They've left 4 men on base, spread throughout the afternoon. And now Scott, missing that fastball, is down 0-2. Two-strike pitch, and Luke stays alive, fouling it back. Reed with a little extra on the fastball at 96. Reed has not allowed any runs in 16 of his 18 prior appearances. Retired the first 2, and ahead of Scott, the 0-2, and it's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. His first big league save this year against the Tigers on the 5th of this month, and a roller to the right side. Beckham up with it, and the toss to first. This game is over. 1-2-3 go the Rays in the bottom of the 9th inning. And in 2 hours and 34 minutes, the White Sox take the first game of this series from the Rays 2-1. Sale will get the win, Moore the loss. For Brian Anderson and Todd Callis, Dwayne Stantz. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast and not the outcome. See you tomorrow night. Next on Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers.